Hello, I'm Kristin with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for Catch 'em All at the library, we will be focusing on Seedot. So in your craft packet, you will have a package of Model Magic, some paint, and a paintbrush. So the first thing we're going to do is open up your package of Model Magic, and you're just going to stretch it and squish it until it gets really pliable and easy to work with. Easy to stretch out to where it doesn't just tear right away when you pull it. So just open it up, take it out, play with it for a few minutes, and then I'll show you how to make it into a little Seedot. All right, so once your clay is nice and stretchy and easy to shape, we're going to pinch off 2 sections about the size of your thumb or a little bit bigger. You want those sections to be about the same size. It doesn't have to be exact. And then with the rest of it, we're going to go ahead and roll it up into a ball. Now you can roll it in your hands, or you can roll it on the table. Whatever works best for you, whichever way you think it's easiest to get it into a ball. And it's okay if it's not a perfect circle, perfect sphere. It can be a little wonky. That's all right. All right, so once it's about in a ball shape, then we're going to start with making the little tip of the acorn. So we're just going to pinch with 2 fingers and your thumb. Pinch at the top, whatever part you want to be the top, to make a little part stick up. And you'll see it's not perfect. It's not nice and smooth yet. It's getting a little dented all around, but that's okay. We're gonna get there. So we just pinch it up and then just very gently pinch and pat around it to make a little stem. Then you're going to take all your fingers and put them all the way around the bottom part, but it's going to be up towards the top. So right now we're going to make the hat. So put your fingers towards the top, just a little ways under the little stem that we made. We're going to pinch just a little, shift your fingers around, pinch again, and just go all the way around, pinching gently. Now, right now, it does not look like a Seedot, and that's okay. We still have a ways to go. So once we have a little indentation all the way around, then we're going to turn it back upright and put your thumb in that indentation, and we're just going to kind of pinch all the way around with your thumb where your fingers were before and your pointer finger on top, and just pinch all the way around, and that'll separate out that little hat. Now with the rest of the body, we still want that to be kind of a circle, not exactly a circle, a little bit rounded, a little bit less dense at the bottom, so a little thicker up in the body and a little thinner at the bottom. So it's starting to look kind of like an acorn. Okay, and now we're going to go back up around the top, and we're going to gently press down all around those edges of the hat. Gently press it down. Now, this is going to change the shape of your bottom a little bit, so we'll get back to that in just a minute, but we're going to get that hat nice and down and round so that it's angling down. And then we can go back and gently pinch the bottom of our Seedot back into the shape that we want it to be. Just very, very gently. If you press hard, it'll squish it. So just pat very gently around, okay? Now we're almost there. Now we can take each of the two little pieces that we pulled apart. These are going to be the feet. So these two pieces that we pulled off, roll up into little fat ovals. Do that for both of them. I'm about the same size. And then we're going to take our top part that we've already made, put the two little feet together so that they touch in one space and point kind of like a little pyramid. And then we're going to set our little guy on top. Now you just want to press again very gently so that we get the clay to connect, but we don't want to press so hard that it's going to destroy the shape that we have. So once you can see that the clay is on there pretty good, it's not going to fall off, then you can do any final touches you need. Pinch his hat up or down, adjust the top. If you get your little body kind of squished, then just reshape it. All of your movements are just going to be very gentle pats and pinches. And then you just have to let them dry. So make sure you can stand up. If he doesn't stand up and you're fine with that, then that's okay. But if you want him to stand up, then make sure he can stand up before you leave him. And then you're just gonna let him dry for 1 to 2 days. It is normal for your clay to kind of crack a little bit in some spots, especially right around where we joined pieces. So as it dries, it may crack a little bit. You can kind of see there's a little tiny gap right in here, so that kind of thing is just fine. It's normal, and he's still pretty solid and not gonna fall apart unless I really break him. So he's just fine. So let him dry for a day or two. Once he's dry, then you can take the paint and the paintbrush in your craft packet. We'll do a base coat of brown all the way around on the body. Then once that's dry, you can move on to the next part. You have silver or gray to use for the acorn hat part, and then you'll have this kind of tan color to use for the feet. And then once everything is dry, you can paint the base layer of the eyes with that tan color as well. Then once it's all dry, all the paint is dry, then you can get a black marker and draw on the little eyeballs and his irises, which are just black, and then draw his little lines on the top of his little hat. And that will be your little clay Seedot figurine that you got to make all by yourself. So I would love to see pictures of your completed Seedots if you would like to share them. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week to make another Pokemon. Bye!